Hi everyone, it's Patricia. Today I want to share two projects I created for Iron Roses. So let me get started. The first project I created, I used the pink Paislee Mistable shadow box, and I distressed the whole shadow box with some Lindy Stamp Gang and also some distresses by Tim Holtz, so I mixed a couple up. The first one that I used is Bayou Boogie Gold by Lindy's, and then also the Glory of the Seas Gold. And then the last one that I use is the Crow's Nest Copper. So I combine these three together first to make the color on the shadow box. And then I wanted to soften it up a little bit more. So I decided to use the old paper by Distress Inks by Tim Holtz. And I just softened up all those golds with it. And then I distressed all the edges using Tim Holtz Walnut Stain. And for the paper line that I used for this project right here is by Prima. I used the romance novel paper to create this project, and I really like this paper. It could go both ways, vintage, shabby chic, super beautiful paper. I'm sure you all seen it by now. So I used this paper to create the project, and then also I distressed the edges using Tim Holtz Vintage Photo of the paper. The background of the shadow box, first I used a rosette trim to create the silhouette, little girl on the background. And to create that, I just drew my lady's image on a chipboard, and then I glued the rosette trim down, and I just cut it all the way around, and then I added some rope twine all the way around the lady's face, if you guys could see that. And I really like the two tones that it gives on the shadow box. And then I used tons of beautiful Iron Roses flowers on the inside of the shadow box. Over here in the bottom I used a big gardenia. The item number to the gardenias are GB4-827. And I really like the tone it gives on the shadow box. Then I used two skeleton leaves in the brown tone here in the bottom. And also cherry blossom for my roses. I used the 4 puffy daisies and I layered them together to create more of a puffiness look to the flower. Inside of the flower I added a light bulb and some pearls and some stickles just to add some cuteness to it, and I really like that of the center. Over here I used the R40 rose for my roses, and from underneath that I dangled this Eiffel Tower on some twine. And over here I used a die cut from Romance Novel, and it's really cute. It says beautiful. And then over here on top I used this beautiful crochet flower for my roses, and they come in this pack right here. The item number is JC2-400, and I like the taupe color. It could be for vintage, shabby chic, all sorts of projects, and I really like this tone a lot. Usually when I purchase it I usually get this tone. And then on the center I used a resin flower. And then over it I used the cherry blossom, and then over here I used the Prima embellishment. It's a metal bird cage stand, and I distressed it using my alcohol inks. Over here I added a die cut from Romance Novel. And then over here I used some flowers from my stash. Dangling from the bottom of this flower I used a coin charm just to give more of a vintage tone to the shadow box, and I really like that effect too. And then over here I used the R21 rose. And it comes in this pack right here, and it's a combo pack. It comes with blacks, whites, browns, and this burgundy tone. Really, really cute, the flowers. And then over all of these flowers, I use a Tim Holtz little jar glass, and inside of that, I just put a gold chain link in there. And then throughout all this beautiful flower bouquets here, I started right here with this leaf trim, cream trim, and I just started down here at the corner, and I just took it through all the flowers and ended it on top with this wood veneer from Maya Rose, and I colored the bird in using my alcohol inks by Ranger. And then over here's another die cut from the Romance Novel here on top. And that's basically it for the shadow box. The back is also finished as well. I also used my Lindy's to color the back with, and also the Romance Novel paper to finish off the back. And this is one of the projects I created for Iron Roses. I'm really happy the way it turned out. And the second project I created, it's a altered box that I altered, and I got the box from AC Moore, and I used the Tea Thyme paper from Prima. So this is the paper line that I used. Again, this paper is really beautiful. It's the Tea Thyme. Tons of beautiful, soft, shabby chic colors in here. And you can also use it for vintage projects as well. So I used that paper for this altar box right here, and I distressed the edges using Tim Holtz Vintage Photo, and I also daubed the whole edges using the Baby Boogie Gold by Lindy Stamp Gang, and I really liked the effect they gave on the edges of the box. And then over here in the center, I used this lace trim from my stash, and the inside, I also used my Lindy's. For the inside, I didn't add paper. I just sprayed it 3 different tones of golds in here to give me that vintage look. And the box closes like this. It's very vintagey and very shabby chic combined together, so it's 2 themes going on. Around the whole lid, I used this trim right here that Va gave me. Hi Va! And I made a bow on the front of the box, of the lid, and I dangled this charm right here. This sewing machine charm. Really beautiful, and I really like that tone. Very vintagey. And then on top, I used tons of beautiful flowers for my roses. I used this beautiful spray for my roses. It's the SP1, and this is in the light cream color. Really cute. Over here I used the cherry blossom for my roses, and then also this R40 here on the back. And I just took out 2 of the bottom layers because I wanted the tone of this pink, but I didn't want too much of the flower. Over here again, I used the taupe crochet flower here on top of the crochet flower, put in a light bulb from my stash. Over here I used the die cut chipboard piece from the romance novel It Says Friendship there. Over here I used the Prima resin bird, and then in the back of the bird I just added some of the ribbon trims there. Over here I used the beautiful bird cage from Kaiser Craft, and it comes in this pack right here. Super beautiful. I wanted to use this one, but it was too big on top of the box, so instead I used the one that looks like a Moroccan bird cage. Really adorable. And I distressed the Moroccan bird cage using Lindy Stamp Gang, the Baby Boogie Gold. Super beautiful, the Moroccan bird cage. Adorable. On the back of the box, I used the big gardenia for my roses. The item number to the gardenia is GB4-827, and this is in the cream tone. I used the 3 skeleton leaves in the cream color, the natural tone. So I used one here, one in the back, and also one here on the side. Over here I used the R40 for my roses, another cherry blossom, again here in the brown tone. And I really like these cherry blossoms because it has like a vintage look to it because there's 2 tones of browns combined. Super beautiful. And then over here I used a chunk of the leftover trim I had, and I glued it there. And then over that I used this vintage button from my stash. Super beautiful. I really like the 2-tone look with the gold and the white pearl in the center. Really adorable. I'm really happy the way the box turned out. Vintage meets shabby chic. The theme went well together, and also the shadow box I created. I wanted the set to be the same tones. They're really adorable combined together to display in any room. And these are my 2 projects that I created for Iron Roses. I'll have the link down below so you guys can stop by ironroses.com and show Bunma some love. She always has tons of beautiful flowers available at her site. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, for leaving beautiful comments, and as always guys, happy scrapping. Bye guys.